back, it's also a look ahead. But on the war that's going on, we believe that wars are not the way of settling disputes. Two, we don't believe that a solution is going to come from the battlefield. Three, that we think, at some point there will be a negotiation, and such a negotiation has to obviously include the parties. It cannot be a one-sided negotiation. And from those assessments, we have been engaging both the Russian government and the Ukrainian government in Moscow and in Kiev and in other places to see whether there is something we can do which would hasten the end of the conflict and initiate some kind of serious negotiation between that. This is a kind of exploration that we have been doing. I mean, it's not that we have a peace plan. We are not suggesting anything. We are having these conversations and sharing these conversations with the other side. My sense is both sides appreciate it. So if we look at the last few months, Prime Minister Modi met President Zelensky in June. He met President Putin in July. He met President Zelensky again in August. This month we've had contacts. Our NSA had met President Putin. And yesterday, Prime Minister Modi met Zelensky again. So we think if these conversations are helpful and there's something we can do, and there are not that many countries and that many leaders today who have the ability or the willingness to engage both Moscow and Kiev at the same time, I think we could make a contribution.
Is the reform of the UN and its subsidiary bodies. The world has evolved into a smart, interconnected, and multipolar arena, and its members have increased fourfold since UN's inception. Yet the UN remains a prisoner of the past. As a result, the UN Security Council struggles to fulfill its mandate of maintaining international peace and stability, undermining its effectiveness and credibility. Without reforms, including expansion in both categories of UNSC membership, its lack of effectiveness will only continue. Expansion and proper representation in the permanent category is a particular imperative. Asia, Africa, and Latin America, the global South, cannot continue to be shortchanged. They must be given their legitimate voice. Real change needs to happen and happen fast. The second issue is the reform of the international financial architecture. The Bretton Woods institutions have to now focus on urgent issues dictated by persistent development challenges and pressing climate change. Neither the MDBs nor the orthodox global financial system were designed to handle them. Financing and investment gaps for SDGs, estimated at up to $4 trillion annually, need to be addressed urgently. As key anchors of the global development financing landscape, MDBs must be made more robust, expansive, and effective. Significant strides were made with your collective support during India's G20 presidency in this regard. G20 leaders had called for expanding development and climate finance from billions to trillions. They had encouraged MDBs to refine their vision, incentive structures, operational approaches, and financial capacities to maximize their development impact.